What'd it do? Man, this light has me looking like an orange Oompa Loompa. Oh. I just dropped every test strip I have. Fortunately, I have a little more. For those that don't know, I test my blood sugar every day. Well, at least when I remember, especially when I'm feeling a type of way. Because I am super sensitive to certain foods and stuff, because I have an inflammatory disease, things like sugar. So if I get what might to you be one chocolate chip cookie, to me it's like trying to wipe out the entire store and eating them all. That's how my body reacts to it. So it is quite sensitive. I don't know if I could show. I'm going to do it down here because I don't think. Such a kitty baby. Hold on. I can handle everything except for trying to stick myself in the finger. Let's see where we're at today. So let's say, okay, hold on. After meal. Alright. We're at 96 after meal. I made gumbo today, and I just had a bowl. So this is showing that I was probably a little on the low end. I've really been trying to detox my body over the weekend. Probably on the low end, but then I ate, got it back up. Typically, for me, when I am battling like a flare-up, it'll skyrocket. It'll be super high, and I start with the shakes, and like every fiber in my body's tingling, and I'm hurting all over the place, and you know, the whole shebang. And that we discovered that when it's super high like that, then we need to do actions to bring it back down. And then for me, from a holistic standpoint, because I'm not supposed to take the I don't really take the chemical medications anymore because they usually just make me sicker. I do detoxing teas, and I start eating ultra clean. I'm talking about like salmon, some vegetables, blueberries, things like that. And I'll do that for a period, drink a ton of water, and do my detox. And then I'll retest again, and then when I'm back good, then we know that we're good to go. Sometimes it'll plummet the other direction, as in you don't have enough sugar. So then it kind of becomes kind of tricky because I am so hypersensitive to it. So then we got to try to find something that we could do. And typically, I usually might do like a Three Musketeers or something. Bad idea, just saying. Take a sip of someone's soda or something to try to bring it back up. But really, at this point, it's trying to navigate what fruits, for example, you can intake to bring it back up, but not have such a dramatic like reaction where it shoots up and then you're sick all over again. And this is just stuff I've learned on my own since I've been, you know, I could just quit going to the doctor overall, really. One, because they told me they weren't going to do anything else because I was so sick. Two, because we all agreed that chemical meds with chemo in it were just not good for me. My body was not reacting well. And then I lost my insurance for that. So ultimately, I just haven't really been back, and my whole perspective has changed because before all that happened, we agreed that holistic was going to be the way that I have to treat myself. And he was able to provide me some information, but then I had to go off and teach myself. So that's kind of where we're at. And that's been a couple of years ago. So yes, I do test for blood sugar. I do herbal detoxes. I also dabble with herbs that help with pain, anxiety, sleep, things like that. Because if you're not sleeping, you are not healing. And I wasn't sleeping because I am too uncomfortable. So we needed to get that knocked out. I needed to find a way to keep an appetite and then be able to keep the weight on. And then, of course, cleaning up the diet. I always thought I had a clean diet because I was an active child. All through my teenage years, I was active. I thought I had a clean diet. But when it comes down to food sensitivities and you have an inflammatory disease like endo or any of them, I'm sure anyone watching this might be having something by a different name, right? You become very sensitive. So you got to start paying attention to the ingredients and then watch for the words you can't pronounce that are fake sugars and so on and so forth, or seed oils, or, you know, stuff that's been bleached and, you know, whatever. So we really, really, really had to start paying close attention to that. So there's that. Like I said, the herbs, and I'm staring at a wall full of herbs that help with like menstrual cycles. They help with mood, anxiety, depression. They help with appetite, sleep, pain, all kinds of things. So for me, yes, the holistic approach worked. I do have to take my blood when I feel a type of way. I do detoxes, and I do change stuff with dieting as I'm trying to learn how to handle it all. And sometimes, because we're human and we're just so surrounded by all the things, you know, sometimes you break your diet and you screw yourself all up all over again, and then you gotta redo it again. So it's a process. It is a process. But that's got me to where I am today, and I'm very thankful for it. Anyways, thanks for sitting with me while I had to be brave and prick my own finger again. It hurts for some reason. I can handle everything else: surgeries, unmedicated births, having cramps and pain that feel like labor-like pain so bad that when I did and was eventually in labor, I couldn't tell the difference. But pricking my finger, I don't like it. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. That's a little bit on that. Have a great day.